All right, ready for a deep dive that might just surprise you?
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Today we're going to explore how an ancient story, the Israelites escaping Egypt during Passover, well, it can actually offer some pretty relevant lessons for entrepreneurs.
Now, that's an interesting connection.
Yeah, so we're talking about anyone looking to shake things up, make a big change in their life or their career.
Big change. Okay.
We're looking at this article called Embracing Change, Lessons from the Institution of Passover for Entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And it's got some pretty powerful insights, I think.
I'm ready.
But before we jump into all the entrepreneurial stuff,
Right.
let's make sure we're all on the same page about the Passover story itself.
Good point. Yeah.
So
What's the core of the story?
it's a story about liberation.
Okay.
So the Israelites, they were enslaved in Egypt.
Yeah.
And through a series of really dramatic events, they finally gained their freedom.
A story we've all heard. Yeah.
Exactly. Led by Moses, they escaped from slavery.
Right.
And then they wandered in the desert for 40 years before eventually reaching the Promised Land.
40 years.
I know, a long time. It's a story about resilience, faith, and ultimately achieving freedom.
And those themes, like you said, you'll see they're incredibly relevant to the entrepreneurial journey as well.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to explore today. The first point this article makes is about the importance of strategic preparation.
Okay. Strategic preparation.
It talks about how the Israelites' preparations for leaving Egypt weren't just about packing up their stuff. It was a seriously, meticulously planned operation.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, think about it. They had to be ready to leave quickly, all their people, possessions, and no guarantee of what was ahead of them.
Exactly.
I mean, they had to gather supplies, plan their escape routes, and even time their departure strategically. I mean, exploit Pharaoh's vulnerabilities, right?
Oh, yeah.
That level of organization,
Yeah.
that's crucial for any entrepreneur.
It's like when you're launching a startup. You don't just jump in head first.
No.
You need a rock-solid business plan. You need funding.
Funding, yes.
You got to understand your target market, backwards and forward,
Forwards and forwards, yeah.
and have backup plans because things, they inevitably go sideways, let's face it.
Always, always. Strategic preparation.
Yeah.
It's about minimizing risk and maximizing your chances of success.
For sure.
The Israelites, even though they were facing immense pressure,
Yeah.
they took the time to prepare. And that preparation was crucial. I mean, crucial to their eventual victory.
And it's a great reminder, I think, that sometimes the most exciting part, the actual launch or the escape,
Right.
is built on the foundation of all this planning and preparation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that brings us to the next point, having a powerful vision. The Israelites weren't just wandering around aimlessly. They were driven by this incredible vision, a life free from oppression, a land flowing with milk and honey.
Milk and honey, wow.
That vision fueled their journey.
Kept them going.
Yeah.
Especially when things got tough. It's like that dream you keep coming back to.
Yeah.
That idea that gets you out of bed in the morning, even when you face setbacks. For entrepreneurs, that vision, that sets the direction for, the entire venture.
Exactly.
It's the North Star that guides every decision from product development to marketing strategies. And it's what inspires your team to keep pushing forward, especially when things get tough.
It's so important. So I'm curious, what's your promised land? Is it building a billion-dollar company?
Yeah.
Creating a product that changes lives? Whatever it is, write it down, make it vivid, and let it fuel your every decision.
Okay, I like that.
Now, speaking of bold moves, think about the sheer audacity of what the Israelites did.
I know, walking away from everything.
Walking away from everything familiar, no guarantee of success. That takes some serious courage.
Takes courage.
And that's a quality every entrepreneur needs in spades.
Spades, yeah. I mean, the article emphasizes this. The Israelites' exodus was truly a bold move.
Oh.
And in the entrepreneurial world, that same kind of courage is it's essential. I mean, whether you're launching a new product, entering a new market, or even quitting your day job to pursue, your passion project.
It's a leap of faith. It really is.
It's about taking calculated risks, embracing the possibility of failure, pushing through those moments of doubt. Because let's be honest, those moments, they will come.
Oh, they'll come.
But it's how you deal with them that defines you as an entrepreneur.
Leaving your comfort zone can be scary, but that's where the magic happens, right?
That's where the magic happens.
Okay, so we've got strategic preparation, a powerful vision, and the courage to change. What comes next?
Well, this is where things get really interesting. The article talks about the importance of trust.
Okay, trust.
Specifically, the Israelites' trust in Moses' leadership, even when the path ahead was unclear.
Great.
Remember, they were literally walking into a desert,
Hmm.
following a guy who claimed to be talking to a burning bush.
That's a big leap of faith.
It takes a certain level of trust, wouldn't you say?
It definitely does. It definitely takes a leap of faith to follow someone into the unknown like that. And in the entrepreneurial world, trust is just as crucial.
It really is. You have to trust your instincts, your vision, and the guidance of your mentors or advisors.
Yeah.
You won't always have all the answers, right?
You're right.
There will be times when you have to make decisions based on like incomplete information.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where trust really comes in.
It's like that feeling when you're about to hit like publish on a big project or launch a new feature, and you know there are a million things that could go
A
wrong.
million things, yeah.
But you kind of have to trust that you've done your homework,
You've done the work, yeah.
that you've built a solid foundation, and
Yeah.
that you're ready to just face whatever comes next.
Exactly. And remember, even the Israelites, they had moments of doubt.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
The article even mentions how, even Moses questioned his path at times. But ultimately, they learned to trust the process, their community, and a power greater than themselves.
That's a really interesting point. It's not just about trusting yourself, it's about trusting your team, your mentors, and maybe even something bigger than all of us, whatever that might be.
Right. For entrepreneurs, this could mean seeking out mentors who've like walked a similar path, building a team that you really believe in, and yeah, trusting your gut even when the data isn't conclusive.
The article also talks about the importance of building a strong network, like having your own personal board of advisors, people you can turn to for advice and support when you're facing those tough decisions.
Oh, it's invaluable. Those mentors, those trusted advisors, they've been there.
They've been there, done that.
They've faced similar challenges, and they can offer a perspective that you might not have even considered.
It's like having a guide through the wilderness, someone who can help you navigate the tough terrain. And speaking of tough terrain, this article doesn't shy away from the fact that the Israelites faced some serious obstacles on their journey.
Oh, of course. The Exodus was not a walk in the park.
Yeah.
There were doubts, setbacks, and moments when they questioned everything. And that's something every entrepreneur needs to be prepared for.
It's like that saying, the only way to avoid criticism is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing.
Right.
If you're out there making things happen, you're going to face resistance.
Absolutely. But it's how you respond to that resistance that matters. The Israelites, despite their doubts and fears, they kept moving forward. They kept their vision in sight, and they relied on their faith and community to get them through.
It's a powerful reminder that even when things get tough, even when you feel like giving up, there's strength in perseverance, and there's strength in leaning on those who support you.
Absolutely. Because no entrepreneur is an island.
Right.
We all need a support system. People who believe in us, who challenge us, and who help us stay focused on the bigger picture.
Now let's talk about something that really stood out to me in the article. The idea that each of us has the power to create our own exodus.
Our own exodus, yeah.
What do you think that means?
I think it's about, recognizing that we're not bound by our circumstances.
Yeah.
We all have this ability to break free from limitations, whether they're, self-imposed or imposed by external forces.
Yeah, it's about taking ownership of your journey, right?
Yep.
Deciding where you want to go and then having the courage to take those first steps.
And those steps don't have to be massive, earth-shattering leaps, right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Sometimes the most impactful changes start with small, consistent actions. Just take it over time.
Exactly. It's like that quote, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I love that quote.
Just like the Israelites leaving Egypt, each of us has the potential to create our own exodus, to move towards a future that we envision.
So what does all this mean for our listeners? What's the big takeaway here?
I think this ancient story reminds us that the journey of change, of growth, of entrepreneurship, it's rarely easy.
It's not easy.
There will be challenges, there will be setbacks.
Yeah. But with strategic preparation, a clear vision, the courage to change, and trust in yourself and your chosen path, you can overcome those obstacles and achieve, incredible things.
It's inspiring to think that a story from thousands of years ago can still offer so much guidance for us today.
Yeah, I know, right?
It really speaks to the enduring power of these fundamental principles.
What's fascinating is how the article connects these ancient principles to modern-day entrepreneurship. It's not just about, the grand narrative of the Exodus. It's also about the individual choices and actions that make such a journey possible.
Yeah, it's about breaking down those big, seemingly insurmountable goals into smaller, manageable steps.
And that's something I think a lot of people can relate to, whether they're starting a business, changing careers, or just trying to make, a positive change in their lives.
Yeah, it's like that feeling of being overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what you're trying to achieve. And this story reminds us to focus on the next step, the next action we can take to move us closer to our goal.
Right. And to trust that even small steps taken consistently can lead to significant progress over time.
Exactly. It's not about overnight success. It's about the steady, persistent effort that ultimately leads to transformation. And this reminds me of something the article touched on, the importance of faith.
Faith, right.
Not necessarily in a religious sense, but faith in yourself, in your vision, and in the process.
Because, let's be honest, there will be moments of doubt, moments when you question everything.
Oh, yeah.
But having that underlying faith, it can be like a powerful anchor during those tough times.
It's what allows you to keep going, when the easy option would be to just give up.
To give up, right. It's what fuels your resilience and determination.
So I hope our listeners feel inspired by this idea,
Mm.
that each of us has the potential to create our own exodus, to break free from limitations and move towards a future we envision. It's about recognizing that the power to change, to grow, to achieve something extraordinary lies within each of us.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
That's a fantastic message to end on, and I encourage everyone listening to check out the full article, Embracing Change, Lessons from the Institution of Passover for Entrepreneurs,
Yes, great article.
and reflect on how these timeless lessons can be applied to their own lives. So what's your first step going to be?